the greatest battle in this world? You can search in the Google and you can come out with it. But according to the wise individuals and human beings on the planet, and whenever you are thinking from the peak of your wiseness, you will realize the greatest battle is the battle that one has with the self, with their own mind. It's very difficult. Sometimes you try to spend time with your own self without any interference from the outside world. Look at the kind of thoughts you get and ask yourself, are you liking those thoughts? You will know. You will find it very, very difficult to believe. Are you the person creating such kind of thoughts? Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest battle is the battle of the self. Can you experience one single day without going through anger, without going through frustration, without going through jealousy, without going through greed? Is it possible? Think about it. Without lust, without greed, without anger, without any jealousy, are you able to experience a day? Why is it so difficult then? Because somewhere it's a battle. It's the toughest battle. And the more you try, the more you understand that it is becoming more tiresome. And the more tiresome it becomes, the more painful it becomes. And the more painful it becomes, the more you will try to avoid it. The more you will try to go in for distractions. What kind of distractions? Never ever spend time with yourself, and you will start giving excuses. Try to keep yourself busy in something, doing something. Meeting people, gossiping, listening to some music. All because you are not able to be in a great company with yourself. Now if you're listening to music as an extension of, you're already very joyful. You're already fantastic. You're already feeling very nice. It is an amazing possibility. Like I take these kinds of, fantastic walks because I'm already joyful inside. I'm not joyful because I'm taking these walks. So it's very important for you to battle, to win that battle. And to win any battle, training is important. Let's say that, there are soldiers, fighting for, safeguarding your nation. Why? Somewhere they realize the significance of safe borders. Now, nobody is put into a combat fighting situation without any training, right? In similar ways, when you are going for a battle, especially the toughest battle in the entire world, it's a battle with the self, as we have realized now. You need to train yourself. And how do you train? The first and the most fundamental way to train is to empower yourself internally. How do you empower yourself internally? Well, the most significant way to empower yourself is to identify certain people who can help you out with it. Once you identified, the next thing is to put what is being told to you into immediate effect. What kind of things will be told to you? If he is a very sensible person, or she is a very sensible person, these are the things that you will be hearing. Number one, observation of the thought in a helpless manner will only lead to more and more negativity internally. Let me repeat this. You should not simply observe a thought in a helpless manner. Suppose you are generating a series of thoughts. Now these are called as automatic negative thoughts, which drain you. When they happen, you are not supposed to watch them helplessly. Okay, let me repeat it. You are not supposed to watch them helplessly. And the moment you stop watching them helplessly, you will be in a very incredible position. What is it that you're supposed to do? You are supposed to reduce those thoughts, dismantle those thoughts. How can you reduce those thoughts and dismantle those thoughts? Simple understanding. Any thought cannot happen without images and sentences involved in it, or a motion of images involved in it. It's like a movie. So when you're watching a movie that you don't like, what is it that you do? You switch off. If it's in your control, you turn and watch another movie. Here what I suggest you is, you reduce the picture quality. Especially it has been found, and my deep observation, that anybody who goes through this absolute self-torture, where they are finding it extremely difficult to deal with all the negative thoughts, and they are feeling very tired in the battle of the self. One thing that's happening is, they are seeing these images very brightly. These things which they don't want to see, they are seeing them so brightly. And because they are seeing them so brightly, and they are hearing certain things so vividly with a lot of clarity, as if the best speaker system, they are listening, making them feel bad. Now what are the feelings? For any feeling to happen inside you, there is a chemical basis. Now let's get in there. You have essentially and fundamentally 3 amazing happy chemicals. What are they? Dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin. Now endorphin will get in there later. But essentially it's about dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin. Now, whenever there is a reward, dopamine is released. You feel very happy. Let's say that you're going to your very favorite destination. You feel very excited. Yes, you're going to get a reward. You're going to get a salary hike the way you expect, and there's a recognition. Suddenly feels significant. There is serotonin release. A promotion is happening, there's a serotonin release. Now you go and socialize, or you meet the person you love to meet, to have conversations. Oxytocin is releasing. Now the moment you are going through this battle, that's what we were talking about. You're creating, or a certain thought is happening within you beyond your control, where you are seeing things which is not making you feel significant. That means serotonin levels are going down. Or somewhere you are thinking you might lose somebody. Oxytocin levels are going down. Or you might feel that whatever you are expecting might not happen. The reward is not happening. Dopamine levels are going down. What do you need to do? Instantly dismantle this thing. These images, whatever you are seeing, make them blur. And those sounds, make them very, very, very blur, as if a lot of disturbance. You're not able to hear them, you're not able to see them clearly. And whenever it is happening, you are doing this activity. You got to do this activity. It really works very powerfully. And then, a lot of people have something which I call as serotonin attack, which they find it very difficult to live with. That means they have been insulted in front of anybody, or somebody who is, especially it happens in the bureaucracy where somebody who is lower than them have insulted them, and now there's a kind of a vengeance. It's happening very constantly everywhere if you happen to look at it. So in social media, somebody gives a comment, makes you feel bad, and now you are taking a vengeance on them. Now you are going behind them like a wolf. This is something that can be avoided, but it's happening. But what can really be avoided is you feeling bad, or you engaging in negativity, you engaging in constant abuse exchange just because somebody made you feel bad online. That serotonin attack, which is making you feel low, the serotonin levels which are going down low, simply because there has been an exchange of words where you felt you've been treated very badly. Your significance has been brought down drastically. Let us say, for example, you've gone to a place and you have recorded a video, and there is somebody who makes a comment over there that you look like a piece of shit, your dressing sense is bullshit. Then you will feel low. And then what are you going to tell? You will exchange that, hey, listen man, I'm at least posting, you're not even posting, who the hell are you? And then there will be again a series of information exchange, not just information but abuse, and this leads to a constant reminder, it turns into a vengeance, and a lot of time is getting consumed in it. Whenever you are alone, you will remember what has been told about you. You will be thinking that, hey, the person has said that I look like a piece of shit, and somewhere who is that person, what is that person's relevance, what is a person's contribution, all of these things your brain is not able to perceive. Why? Simply because there is a serotonin attack which has happened. That's very, very important. Whenever such kind of attacks happen, the first and the foremost thing is, why would you want your serotonin levels and your feeling of significance to be put into somebody else's hands? Why would you want to give this control into somebody else's hand? This question must go. And secondly, you must challenge it with facts. What is the person's contribution in your life? What has a person contributed in your life? Who is that person? And once you begin to ask these questions, is the person giving you food, shelter, clothing? What? And why should you take that person so seriously? Ladies and gentlemen, when you go ahead with this, you will know you're preparing yourself, and you're also going to win one of the greatest battles, that is the battles with the self. And then once you start observing these thoughts, these are two very fundamental thoughts, and start dealing with them. Any kind of a thought, dismantling it by reducing the impact, blurring it, and then giving a substitute conversation, and also giving enriching self-belief through self-knowing. Belief that comes through self-knowing. Very, very powerful. A kind of feeling, a kind of confidence that comes to you when you start knowing things is very, very powerful. It's very, very amazing. It's very, very fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to do that. You got to be there. You got to engage with yourself. You got to empower yourself. And then when you start sitting with yourself and you don't feel bad, you don't feel angry, you don't feel greedy, you don't feel lustful, you don't feel jealous, you are in a great state within yourself. You're in an amazing state within yourself. You feel fantastic within yourself. Whenever you feel lustful, The most important thing to understand is who has experienced a great life with lust. It's only destroyed people's lives. To come into a state of realization is very important. Greed. What is the end of greed? Just imagine, there was a time when you thought, if I had this, I'm going to be very happy. You got that. Are you very happy? The people who write competitive exams and think, if I just pass this exam and get into this university, I'm going to be very, very successful. And once you got there, you realize that that was just the beginning. Then you need a nice job, a high-paying job. Once you get a high-paying job, then you realize, okay, there is still more growth. It's greed, and you can somewhere call it as competition. But no, there's always never-ending, tiresome journey. So if you want to be constantly running, constantly feeling bad, then inducing yourself to lust, greed, anger, jealousy, which is the natural consequences. Because once you go with too many desires, and when things don't happen the way you want them to happen, you will feel low, you will feel frustrated. And this is happening to a lot of people, isn't it? You can avoid that. So greed is terrible. That's not required. Simple thing, simple understanding. That's it. Jealousiness. Once you drop greed, you're lost connection with jealousiness. Anger is lost. No jealousy, no greed, no anger, no lust. And you are in a very fantastic state within yourself. Have a great time, have a wonderful time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and may you win the greatest battle, the battle with the self. Good day and have a wonderful time. This is Karthik Poovanam. I'm a leadership coach, author, and travel explorer. Good day. It's always good to have a nice silent walk together for some time.